pussy like this. Shake it better, don't stop, don't miss. Hi, what's up?
We have Mads is away, and therefore
we are allowed to reign supreme.
Time for nonsense.
Hi.
I'm Mads now.
That's true. You almost have all the same
Mads.
letters in your name except for the ones that aren't there. Hi, welcome to a PowerPoint presentation that Jack and Amy, or just Jack?
It was both of us.
Jack and Amy have put together. I've seen none of this. We're gonna find this out together. I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
I'm very excited. So basically, Amy and I are very unhinged when it comes to Ace Attorney, and
We're a decent amount of hinged.
I'm unhinged when it comes to and so we talk about it a lot.
We do.
And we have developed opinions about the series that are true and correct, and nobody can tell us otherwise.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. However, we're right, you're wrong, shut up.
Exactly. So we've compiled 15 back-to-back of our personal hot takes, and they alternate between Amy and me.
Save for the 15th one, which was both
of us. And so it's mostly going to be like one person trying to justify, but other people can come in. Kate, if you have your own hot takes, please feel free to jump in as well. Please join in on the discussion. It's all very silly. So
yeah, like we're joking, but like this is meant to be in good fun. This is just me and Jack in our own bubble of rightness, quote unquote, but you know,
objectively correct.
Being objectively correct. We've got empirical evidence, obviously.
This is only the most serious Ace Attorney presentations on this streaming channel.
Exactly.
Anytime a PowerPoint comes out on this channel, it's only going to be highly scientific, highly empirical data.
Yes, thank you, Emma Sky. Awesome. There's probably more, but we did this at like 9 o'clock at night, and it was really hot.
It was very hot. I had just gotten home from work,
and so it was like, I've never had an opinion before in my life.
It was just a matter of just like phrasing it and like, what can we say that we can turn into jokes and not things that would get us, or because we are using Kate's channel to do this, Kate in trouble.
Yeah, it's like, what can we say to not get us canceled? And we
by Ace Attorney, or like by the fandom, I was like, we've said some shit.
Oh yeah.
No.
By
the fandom, yeah. No, and for the most part, we did well, but we are coming out the gates swinging.
I don't think we are, considering Kate agrees with us, but
in general,
maybe swinging with my specific phrasing of this.
It was your specific phrasing that I think might get us in trouble.
It's fine. I think I'm right. So yes, the first one is mine.
So
I won't say what it is, but
so for the record, these are all /LH. You're all entitled to your own opinions. Loves and kisses. Bye. Okay.
All right.
Number
ready
one.
for number one.
Okay. All right. So this is mine. I am saying this as somebody who has been following Ace Attorney basically since it started being translated in English. Like, I have grown up with it, like, as it was coming. I was there right when Apollo Justice came out. I saw the beginnings of Apollo. I have seen it to the end, and it's like, man, you guys hate bi people sometimes. I'm saying this specifically in regards to Clavier, because Clavier, I think, is a character that you have a crush on before you realize that you yourself are a lesbian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do. It's
just like
he is the guy
non-threatening masculinity.
Yes. He's the guy that, like, you know is supposed to be hot, and you do think he's hot, but not for the reasons everyone else thinks he's hot. and you're like, something's
Exactly.
up.
Mm-hmm. But like, you're not gonna figure it out for a few more years.
No, but
And
exactly,
just-
and then like, but you can pinpoint Clavier as like,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes, it's one of those things, and that's fine for him. But when you try to make a hot yaoi out of it, and I'm putting "hot" in extreme quotation marks.
If we try to make them the next Naramitsu, then we have an ish. We have an ish.
It's not even the next Naramitsu. You're just like, it is middling Naramitsu at best, and that's being very generous.
It's like, you know, it's like the inherent spice of Narimitsu is like the history and like the connection and the trust that those two share. And like, meanwhile, like Clavier, the first time he meets Apollo, like bends down first off. Like,
How to talk to a
he's
short
not that
person.
short a guy. He's pretty average.
He bends at the waist to prove a point.
yeah.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. He bends over, and if I was like 5'5" and this fucking 5'11" guy like bent down to look at me, it would be on sight.
Just that's like, oh, you're bending yourself down for me to deck you.
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you not hear what I just did to Phoenix, right?
You've sunk low enough for me to reach.
And then he goes like, you know, I'm used to being like looked
Hounded
at-
by girls,
looked at
but
by the ladies, but this is the first time I've ever felt this way with a man.
if someone said that to me in real life, I
Hello,
would call the
human
police.
resources?
Yeah, hello, human resources, really.
I need
And
someone to make
never
that-
minding the fact that Apollo looked at this guy and went, "Why aren't you in jail?" Not even for the reasons of what you're saying to me, but because are you not Christoph Gavin, but a twink?
I need someone
And it
to
just-
I need someone to make the human resources meme, but it's Clavier Gavin. I'm used to being hounded by the ladies, but this is the first time I've ever felt with a man. Oh, you're so sweet. Dr. Hottie says anything. Hello, human resources?
Ugh. I wouldn't put Clavier on that level, but
Godot
like,
calls me a fake kitten. Hello, human resources.
But I don't know. There's something like inherent about Apollo that has never changed in my eyes, which is making Clavier into an unfunny sex pest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there's just some, with that in mind and knowing how much shit people love to give bisexual people for not, you know, like, oh, you'll figure it out one day. Like, it never sat right with me.
No, yeah, and it's like the
Yeah.
idea also of like, you know, like the player bisexual
Yeah.
stereotype and like licentious and like flits from person to person because they just can't make up their mind and all of that.
I don't know. It reeks very much of like early 2000s yaoi that you're not supposed to be reading when you're 13.
Yeah.
I would say like kind of Oran High School Host Club chic, but that's doing a disservice to Oran High School Host Club.
And Oran High School Host Club has not aged as well people say it does either.
You know what? I think the specific dynamic these people are looking for can be found in the classic Disney Channel original movie Starstruck. I
Yeah.
think if they just watched...
I don't think I've seen that one actually.
It's a good
Can
movie.
I-
It's surprisingly a good movie.
Can I drop some before you continue? Can I drop some crazy Jack lore?
I wish you would.
Having to do with Starstruck. The main character of Star Trek, the woman, the main character of Starstruck, she lived in my neighborhood and we were like best friends when we were like 5.
No
Really?
shit!
Yeah, Danielle Campbell. We knew each other.
That's
yeah.
crazy!
Yeah,
That's awesome!
we like hung out all the time. Yeah.
That is very cool.
So sorry. Anyway, continue.
No, that's important. Don't apologize for that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Obviously, I have not really talked to her since like middle school or anything
Yeah.
like that. But yeah,
If I
We
can
knew
drop
each other.
some like somewhat adjacent lore of just like being somewhat degrees away from Kevin Bacon,
Mm.
a friend of mine, Ryan, went to a theater club with Sophia Nygaard. When she, yeah, like in high school. So like, huh?
it's crazy. It's a small world.
I'm sorry, but that has nothing to do with anything.
No, that's very cool. Stop apologizing for saying
Anyway.
shit. It's cool. Jesus.
Anyway, explain your Starstruck metaphor.
My Starstruck, the plot of Starstruck is, through circumstances, I don't entirely remember what circumstances, famous movie star and girl who does not think he's all that have to spend a movie together, and they do the thing where they have a growing close montage, and then something happens, and like the one who's like your normal average girl or whatever gets like really pissed at him, and she leaves, and then he has to come back and like humble himself and you know, be like, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole, like that. And then by the end of the movie, she's also probably famous, but only by like connection, and he's back to living his normal life. But like now he's like a little bit more grounded, and you see, he's just like one of us. He married a poor girl. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like if you want in the current like meta of a version of Clopalo that works, watch the Apothecary Diaries. Because like Jin Mao is it is het, but like I think this is what people are imagining when they look at Clopalo. But let's like, the difference is that Jinshi respects Mao Mao. So
yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I never really got a connection out of the two of them, aside from like Clavier trying to flirt with him and it falling flat, or Apollo like thinking he's kind of cool. Like there were a couple of lines where he's like, yeah, he's cool, I guess.
like he's not a bad guy, but like he's also just a guy I know.
yeah.
We're coworkers.
We're coworkers.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a thing to say and I lost it entirely.
While you're thinking,
No, I don't know.
I'll throw in my 2 cents of it. Is like, it feels like
Yes.
I went into AA4 when we streamed it, our playthrough. I went into it with, you know, the being aware of Clopalo, because you can't not be aware of it, really.
No, it's true.
And so and like the knowing of the like, I'm used to being like looked at this way by the ladies, but this is the first time I feel that way with a man. But like, and like never being given context for it, just only being told like that's the first thing he says to you. And then like, I was like, okay, where's this going? And hi Jupiter, there you are.
Hi, Jupiter.
And then but
that was my doing. Hi.
but just the
It was
fact that,
here.
like you said, it falls like completely flat every single time he tries to do it. It's like, we're just not mutually into this. It's not fun if we're not mutually into it, is the
You
thing.
have called me by my first name 2 times.
Rest of the time, you...
Yeah, it is my fault. I'm so sorry, Jupiter.
It's funny though.
Jupiter told me like I'm on a cowboy kick, but we've all come to the conclusion that we hate the cowboy character and hate everything.
Yeah.
And so I was, which is a feat for me.
Mhm.
And so yeah, Jupiter's like, I'm on a bit of a cowboy kick. And I was like, boy, do I have the game for you.
Of course. Of course. I can't wait to play that.
But yeah, like even in like Asinine Attorney, where he's just like, let me buy you dinner to make you up for it. Apollo's just like, no,
No,
thank you.
good. I have a job to do. Thank you.
I think I remember what I was gonna say. I have 2 things. One is, well, I feel like I have said this before. I've said this to Jack personally. It is that the only reason Clopalo is popular is because it is a MM ship. If it was MF, people would hate Clavier. And my proof is, who does Clemma in like a positive light? But Emma left the country twice to get away from this dude. You know what I mean? Like, no. But my other thing was, like, I guess this is more closing thoughts, because I don't know what else we can get out of this slide. It is, obviously shipping is such, like, a small part of what makes any kind of fandom, like, run. It's not small, but, like, inconsequential. Just, like, everyone, these are Barbie dolls, and everybody are entitled to their own respective dream houses.
Yeah.
But if I have to, like, explain myself as far as how much, like, I genuinely do not like this ship, I have told you this story before. When early days of Apollo Justice being out, I would go on to yeoldfanfiction.net, because that was all we had.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just go through the AA4 tag looking for anything to read, and I was desperate for anything that did not have Clavier in it. Not the end. I eventually right-clicked on something. I was like kind of opening tabs up left and right, and I stumbled upon one that was just True C and Apollo, and I was like going through. I got to the halfway point when, scrolled back up, actually read the author's note. Oh, I'm reading an incest fic.
Oh!
And I didn't stop because I was that desperate not to have anything with Clavier in it. I couldn't take the risk.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Genuinely, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Like, mind you, I was 16 when AA4 came out. I was probably around 17 or 18 when this happened. So I wasn't, like, thinking ahead entirely, but, like, for as bad as it could have been a lot worse. To that person's credit.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, yeah, that is how desperate I am to never see this ship again in my life. This album art does go hard, though.
The album art does go very hard.
And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I know Amy doesn't share the same opinion with me, but there's like a part of me that's like, I wished I like Coppola.
No, I wish I did too.
Okay, because there's so much good art.
Yeah.
I'm so
I wish I
Actually,
did,
the
but
art
it's just like, I
cooking.
can't look at pictures of my sweet boy. Because fucking Eggplant Man's gonna be there.
He's there all the time.
And I'm just like, I'm glad you're getting some spotlight, but like, I don't want to look at your face right now, dude.
Yeah, it's just, it's like God saved all the best artists to draw Apollo, and that's proof enough that he's evil.
That's proof enough that he likes fucking with us. Alright.
Anyway, I think this is about the end of it, but this was the start. Like, true.
Last time Claudia
Very
had to spotlight
true.
his guitar caught fire.
All right. Any other closing thoughts? I do like brother. I say that all the time now. Brother.
No, that does kind of sum it up. It's just like, I'm not gonna stop you, but also just like
It's kind of sad. Like, there's so much that this could be, and I wish I could see the way Clapalo fans do, but I don't. I have eyes.
These eyes were not built for these cathedrals. Alright, next slide. AAI2
This
is
is a Jack
just
one,
okay. Hi, Justin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not trash, it's mid. Disclaimer, and I know I've said this to Kate and Mads before, but for the people who are our lovely viewers who are watching now, I have not played the official localization, so maybe my opinion will change when I get that sweet Janet Sue. But it's just because the fan translation, while it was amazing, like really awesome, really commendable effort, it definitely leans towards the like literal translation side of things. So the dialogue is, to me, quite stilted and stiff sometimes, and that's why it took me like a year to beat, because it just never grabbed me. I think like the only case that I was able to complete in just a couple of days was the third case of AI2. And
Because that one's good.
so
that one's fun. That one's interesting, at least.
yeah. And so here, my biggest issue obviously comes down to I think I said the same thing to Diana or something, where it was just like, I want to play the official localization, but I don't think that Janet Sue can save me from the Yamazaki yappin'. And
Yamazaki do be yapping.
and so it just takes so long to get through anything because people do be yapping. And then on top of that, like this is a broader issue that I have with the Investigations games. It's just Investigations 2 to me is a lot better because I think like its overarching themes are a lot more compelling. And the one thing that Yamazaki is really good at doing is writing dads, especially bad dads.
It's true.
So I was compelled by the bad dads, but so like Ace Attorney as a whole, the trilogy, Apollo Justice trilogy, and Taga, they have a nice little like demarcation between investigation and court, which makes it seem like things are going places, you know, where it's like moving to a different setting does wonders for your brain because it makes you think, I've moved to a secondary location. That means that the story is progressing. And so they don't do that in the investigation.
It is a little rough.
And so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm in this location and then I'm doing a testimony and then I'm back investigating in this location and then I do a testimony, and you're just in the same area essentially, like of course like different sub areas of that area, but you're pretty much in the same area for like 12 hours. And you're like, oh, I wish we could leave. Eustace Winter good though, although I will continue to dead name that child.
I was like, if the translation has anything, they do have a lot of the better names. I'm sorry.
But so that's like a bigger issue. And I also, this is a very spicy take, I thought that logic chess was very unnecessary.
Is that
a spicy
really?
take?
It is. I think it's spicy. I don't know. Some people like it.
That is like,
but it's one of those.
no, go.
It's one of those things where, I like the aesthetic of it, and I think it's an interesting mechanic to have to kind of loop through different conversations in order to get where you need to go. But A, it's not very intuitive, and B, it doesn't really do anything. It's basically, I'll just use, I don't know, spoiler alert for Investigations 2. Frank Saw It shows back up, but so with Frank Saw It, you're like, can you testify? And he's all recalcitrant, and he's like, no. And you're like, okay, logic chess time. And then you do the logic chess, and he goes, okay, I'll testify. And I'm like, why couldn't it have been one or the other? This is why this game feels so padded, because you have to do the logic chess, or you gotta talk to them, and they're gonna say no to testifying. So you gotta do the logic chess, and then you finish the logic chess, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna testify. And then you gotta testify like 12 times.
It's like, it's a different kind of padding vis-a-vis the divination seance, because we were talking about this last night also, because it like the divination seance throws so much at you kind of don't know where to look, and logic chess doesn't have enough going on, and you're just like, well, what do I do with this?
It feels like what they
it's
tried
literally
to
just
do.
forcing people to talk.
Yeah, it feels like what they tried to do is they were like, how do we make the psyche locks or the psych locks? I've never said psyche locks in my entire fucking life. What was that? It's like they tried to take the psych locks and make them edgeworthy, and then forgot the thing that makes psych locks interesting is the fact that they're interesting, and like you know that if you like open that, you will get like concrete information. You will walk away satisfied. If you do, it's because it feels like closer to like the ending of something. You do that chess, you're like, oh god, we're gonna be here for like 3 hours just talking to one person.
It's like Phoenix has the Magatama, I think kind of also in part because it's like he is the defense attorney. He's kind of like on the back foot all the time. This is like a supernatural thing, but it is a tool he can use that people don't have that kind of gives him an edge. Edgeworth doesn't need that kind of edge. He's just good at talking. And it's like, we know he's good at talking. We don't need a literal mind game to have that be proven to us.
Yeah, especially when you already have the logic mechanic as well.
And I like the base logic mechanic a lot.
I think the logic mechanic is fun. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it took too long to get to a truly satisfying conclusion. I like Glavelle. I like Gavelle, but she never. We talked about this with the Spirit of Justice finale, where we were talking about Nayuda, where it's like I never saw Nayuda as a threat. I just saw him as a hindrance, and I feel the same way about Verity. And so
I think Verity is a bit worse in regards to Nayuda in that, but I mean, I also just love Nayuda a lot. So,
yeah. So I should replay it with an official localization, but I just remember, aside from Shelley DeKiller coming back being whelmed by the first case, being aside from Regina coming back feeling very underwhelmed by the second case.
They didn't put Lang in enough.
They didn't. Where is my Wolfman husband?
Man.
So
I'm so glad I got you on the Lang train.
no, I used to not be on the Lang train, and then I saw the light. But and then the third case was good, but again, it was too long. And then the fourth and fifth case are kind of combined, but I don't. It's just one of those things where I played Taga, and a lot of this I've only played through Taga once, and so much of Taga has stuck with me and has sat with me.
Mhm.
And if you ask me the overarching plot of Investigations 2, I could not tell you. It's gone.
I do think truly like you kind of need to play 1 and 2 for Investigations kind of like in a row. You don't necessarily need to do that for Taga, I don't think, but like you kind of really do need to just let it flow right into the next one.
Yeah.
Because I do genuinely love Investigations 1 a lot. I am a turnabout ablaze enjoyer, unfortunately. I'm that kind of pervert. But like, yeah, I could not tell you like how it goes into 2 at all.
Like, the only thing I remember that has it go into 2 is they were like, well, it's been a week, let's go. Like, that's the only connection they had.
We gotta
to
find the
first
smuggling
game.
ring, and it's like, did we find the smuggling ring?
And it's like I said, I like the overarching themes a lot. I love like these ideas of like of fatherhood and truth, and
We got to see Greg.
we got to see Greg, who I always love, and also
Sorry, Miles Edwards terrible 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's gonna get worse because of like 3 days after Phoenix loses his badge.
Yup.
This is hard.
Keeps happening.
And I don't know. It's just maybe I'll change my mind when I play it again. And I'm sure that some of this is that everybody and their mother on social media is like, Investigations 2 is the best game in the series. You're gonna love it so much. Like, look at this. And
Yeah,
then I played it and I was like, yeah, it's a good game.
It
and
is certainly one of the games of all time.
And I
It's
think
a
I
really
was
good.
just so hyped up, and those expectations were never met for me. It's fine. It's a serviceable game. It has a plot that is followable and good.
It's not the worst Ace Attorney game we've ever played.
Yes, and but it's just not transcendent like everybody says. It just isn't. And I know, like Jupiter, that's correct. Like, Taga isn't a fair comparison to anything. But like, but at the same time, it's like up until a couple of years ago, I'd only played like the baseline Ace Attorney trilogy once, and I still remember everything about that. And then I'd only played Apollo Justice once, and I remembered everything about that. And that's one seen as a very controversial game. And then AI2 is just like this hole in my brain, and I played it a year ago, you know? So
The only thing I could tell you about the plot of AI2 is like vaguely how 2-3 works. And that's because I was excited about my man Greg.
yeah,
Yep.
That's
He's just Gregory
I
Edgeworth,
don't remember anything about the
dilf of all
first
time.
2, and I never got to play the last 2.
I mean, I love Edgeworth's very cool thing he does that I don't want to spoil just in case.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
But-
that's a very cool thing that he
I know, but like I'm saying for chat also,
I
I don't
know.
know where you're at, Kate, but even in general, but like he does a very cool thing in 2 that I'm just like, yes, that's good development for him.
Yeah, and I
It
like
is a
that,
very
but-
cool thing, because I think that's the start of 4 before you like do anything. That's like the first thing that happens in the 4th case.
It might be. I don't remember the cases
It's
very
sexy,
well, like in what
though.
order they happen in.
It was
Yeah.
it was
And
so
this-
important. I had to like make a post about it on Tumblr at the time. That's how like
Yep.
critical it was.
Mhm.
And it's like, I don't know, this is definitely the spiciest AI2 take, and then we should probably move on, and I'll let Amy talk so I can give my cat a pill.
Yeah, probably
And-
turn on the light too.
Yes. But that thing that Edgeworth does at the end was like the most in character thing I have seen him do the entire duology.
Yeah, there's a bit of there's a fair amount of Flanderization happening in the Investigations games,
Yes.
and I think that is just kind of the Yamazaki special, unfortunately.
T.
All right.
All right. Next one, and we'll let Amy talk. And
You're gonna have a lot of things to say about this one,
Hold
Kate,
on,
I
let me
think.
hit the. Oh fuck, my button's died. Whatever, we'll do it manually.
No!
Turnabout Big Top wasn't that bad, even for Tibetam. Please talk, please. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Hello, chat. It's just me now, operating Jack's body. So I will, as I said with the Klapalo slide, I'm going to extrapolate a bit more about my experience with Ace Attorney. My first game was Justice for All. And then I got, like, the first game, I think, like, the summer after I played. I don't quite remember the order, but, like, so I was there at the start. But, like, whenever I would go to replay Justice for All, I would always start with Big Top. Because I do full-heartedly agree with what Shu Takumi has said, which is, this is a case that can only happen in an Ace Attorney game. And I think that's fun.
It's so lovely. People are so mean about it.
And it's like, I'm
I'm
not gonna say it doesn't have its controversial elements.
Yeah.
Like, like everything with Regina, like, yeah, that could be a lot better. Like, this is an anime game. It doesn't need to be that anime. But, like, are we really gonna say Big Top is, like, the scourge of the series when, Recipe for Turnabout happened and then the immediate next game? Can we really say it's that bad when Monstrous Turnabout is down along the line somewhere?
You are correct.
There are far worse crimes happening here.
Yeah, exactly. Because how do I want to say this?
You okay?
Like,
Oh,
Big Top. Where's Abby and Lizzie when you need them to help verbalize this? But, like, Big Top, I adored because it was such a, like, shake-up right in the spot where this game knew it was gonna need a shake-up. Because you just got, like, lore dumped for the past, like, 5 hours.
It's a bit of levity before you go into the most, like, emotionally fulfilling case, I think, of the original trilogy.
Yeah, it's like the worst crime an AA case can be is boring. Big Top is not boring.
It's not.
I will give you a thumbs up for that, Tamzek. I think that Big Top, the thing that I think people let the worst parts of Big Top overshadow the best parts of it, which I'm also guilty of. I do that with shit all the time. That's a normal human reaction to, try and justify your morals and make you feel like a better person than you are.
Okay.
But, like, I think as you said, like, Ace Attorney is like an anime game. Like, there are gonna be tropes that I know that I don't like, but I'm gonna push through it because, like, I understand that just kind of comes with the territory sometimes. And, like, everybody crushing on the 16-year-old.
If you can get through Trixie's panties, you can get through Big Top fine.
Exactly. I think that the combination, it's so, the way that I usually say it is that the reason that people like the anime adaptation, and if you've seen it, the musical, more than they like the original, is because they remove the gameplay elements that might feel more tedious, like repeatedly going through testimonies that end up being nothing, like trying to get someone to testify and it's not working, like all this shit that, like, happens in court that are, like, player moments that are more trouble than they're worth, to put it away, I guess. But like, if you remove those, like, elements, people are a lot more willing to enjoy the story, and I think that that's just a indication that the story itself is good. It's just that it was an unfortunate combination for a lot of people of not fun gameplay and tropes that are in Western culture kind of icky. Like, it's just really unfortunate. And I think, like, I'm very biased, but I felt this way in college before this show even existed conceptually. I love Max Galactica so much. That motherfucker gave me gender
He's
envy
fun!
before I knew what it was. Like, that, I mean, also that bar is low because John Armstrong also gave me gender envy, but we don't need to talk about that. But, like,
Listen,
Max Galactica...
gender as a spectacle is good.
Yes! Max Galactica came in, tits out, hair down, face painted, magic happening. Like, he was like, I'm gonna be the center of attention and I'm gonna love it. And I'm like, yes, bitch, you go. And then, like... I love me a good diva. I love me a good diva.
Mm-hmm.
And if Max Galactica is anything, it's a diva.
It's true. Do you have anything to add, Jack?
No, I just sat down and I'm hot again.
I'm trying to think of anything else. Because I do feel like you said it, like, pretty concisely.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, really the most annoying thing about Big Top is like, and I also have this issue with Recipe as well. I believe it's Recipe. It's one of the cases where I hate being punished for doing what you told me to do.
Yes.
So the game, like, up till a certain point is like, you can like press witnesses for more information, and then suddenly, oh, we're going to punish you for doing that unless you press the right statement. That is stupid. I'm like, you told me to do this. This was your idea. And I don't like it, but that's not a Big Top problem. That's an overarching series.
Yeah,
problem.
that is just an issue.
But yeah, it's like once you get rid of those mechanics, like, which is why like people like the version in the anime so much too. It's just like the story itself is honestly like kind of solid.
Yeah,
It's a better
Afro's
story.
a good villain.
Yeah.
It is one of the first times in Ace Attorney that, like, the murderer isn't, like, purely an asshole. Like, the only other example that did it, I think, like there's a difference between, like, purely an asshole versus, like, a really specific revenge story. And, like, the only other diva that I can think, like, unexpectedly pulled this off well is my girl D. Vasquez.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like what they were trying to do with Diva.
Yes.
But I don't think they really went far enough into depth with that as they did with Acro.
Exactly, that's my point. Is that, like, is that I love when it's something that it's I'm slaps roof of car. This heart can be broken by so much. It was just an accident. I love it was just an accident.
But that's the thing. It wasn't an accident in Acro's case.
It wasn't. I mean, it was an accident who had hit, but the cause of it was an accident. It goes back to an accident. Either way, it is fun. I like it. I like it. I like Big Top.
I'm sorry we have whimsy in our hearts.
Yeah, where's your girlish whimsy? Okay. Next up, we have...
Alright, this is Jack.
Phoenix is not a terrible father, but he's not great. Sorry that Drew couldn't got me.
Danny Gonzalez.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Even I'm doing it! Damn it! I'm so sorry, Danny Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's the Dad, is this where you've been for the past 10 years, Dad?
Dad, no!
So again, it's something that we talked about in the Spirit of Justice stream, and I was like, God, like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's like I've never had an opinion in my life very suddenly, but it's one of those situations where there's been this
Wait,
thing-
I'm sorry, hold on. They're not the same person. That was about Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, I'm sorry, continue.
What?
What?
I am Drew, I am Danny, and we are not the same person. I didn't know that song was about those two.
Yes.
The song that says Drew
I'm
and
sorry,
Danny.
keep going. I don't know.
Anyway, so There's this thing going around Twitter that calls Phoenix like legitimately like a terrible father. Like he's a terrible father, like D tier father. And I simply disagree with that. Um I think that by shoving Trucy into the basement, they kind of did their relationship a disservice later on. So I'm only going off of AA4 because I truly think that they did not know what to do with them post AA4. Because they're like, Trucy might as well be a cardboard cutout. And then when she's not a cardboard cutout, suddenly Phoenix is overseas and he's like, well, I'm Apollo, you handle it. And I hate it. But, but I personally don't think that that's very in character for Phoenix. Like, at least he had the decency to be worried about her. But this is not about Magical Turnabout. So it's one of those situations where, like, and this is what I said to Amy last night as well, where it's like people keep talking about, oh, he made her work. You know, it's like, oh, he made her like go to the poker ring and like make money for the family or something like that. And yes, in our normal human reality, that is a bad thing. That is child labor. However, in this weird Ace Attorney universe, you have children working all the time. And I truly don't think, like, you know, it's like not to name drop they who must not be named, but it's like, yes, Manfred von Karma is an abusive piece of shit. But I don't think that part of it is quote unquote making Franziska become a prosecutor at 13.
She's just a freak like that.
I think that just fucking happens in this universe. Like, I really just think that this fucking happens. You just have child
Clavier got a degree at 17. Athena got hers at 18. Kids be working in these games.
Yeah, Albi's working. You know, it's like just kids just fucking
like
be working.
12 or 10 or whatever. Like, that's a baby.
Yeah, exactly. So it's I really don't think that should be the bar of Phoenix is a terrible father.
If you want to be even worse about it, technically Maya works for Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she's his assistant and she's also 17.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, continue.
So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, that is not the parameter that we should be basing things on. This is a silly little universe where nothing is real. But I will say he does have some aspects of him that are very closed off, and he can be very secretive. And with Trucy, they've developed a rapport where it's almost like they can read each other's minds. So they, in essence, they think they know what the other person is thinking, but maybe not to the extent that it is actually happening.
They're so alike, and that is the problem.
Yes, exactly. Because they both are, I will hold my feelings in here and one day I'll die. And so I had a thought and it just was like, goodbye. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where Phoenix was not prepared for fatherhood, and you can tell. However, it's not a situation where, you know, he knocked somebody up and suddenly he's a dad or something. No, this child was left on his doorstep and he's like, I guess this is my responsibility now. And that sucks. And having to have this responsibility, being fired from your job, and suddenly realizing, oh shit, I don't just have to take care of me, I have to take care of another human being, is really scary. And so you kind of have to step up very quickly. And in that case, he never quite got up to par in that, because it just wasn't is anyone going to take care of this, and didn't wait for an answer.
In fairness to him, he did ask, like, should I be looking around people to, like, help you? And Trucy was like, no, I'm staying with you. And he's like, okay. Like, all right.
Yeah. Because the thing about Trucy and Phoenix is they do implicitly trust each other. And that comes from the fact that Trucy has had a lot of people in her life that have abandoned her. Whether inadvertently or not. You know, you have her mother died. And then her father made her an accomplice in his, like, escape, and she has to hold on to that. And so one of the first things that she can't even get it out, but she says, "You're not," to Phoenix. He's like, and he says, "I'm not going to abandon you." And thus started the symbiosis, unfortunately, and the codependency. And that's where the issues obviously lie, where one literally cannot live without the other, where Phoenix is putting way too much onto this little girl in order for his own self-fulfillment. And yay. He's putting way too much on this little girl for his own self-fulfillment and for his own savior complex and all of that, but at the same time he does love her and care for her so deeply, and she does the same to him too. She puts a lot of stock into him and depends on him a lot, which she should, because she is a child, but at the same time they're too close. And there's never really sort of that parental child distance, because they were just so dependent on each other in a very traumatic time of both of their lives.
Which is so fascinating to look at. Truly it is. But it's just like, yeah, this is done a lot. Like, ultimately it is positive in the end, because they do care for each other, but it is just, it's a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm. So, I love the Wright family. I want to examine them under a microscope.
Put them in the centrifuge.
Spin them around. So yeah, I don't think he's terrible, but he's also nowhere near perfect and not even great.
I would say also, just in addition to this, there is like Phoenix calling like both Apollo and Athena his kids. He's not great to them either.
No.
Particularly Apollo.
Yeah, he's really terrible to
But like Trucy is of course the main focus. Not to put Trucy in the basement, but like he has other kids that he's not doing great by.
Yeah. To be fair though, I don't know if he calls them his kids in the actual games.
He does at the end of 6. Like
Yeah.
It was Athena and Apollo, I think, in Khura'in going off to investigate, and he's just like, man, I got some good kids. Like, thinking to himself.
Yeah, that's true, but it depends on what he means by kids.
True, it might be like a translation thing.
Or not even a translation thing, it's just, I call my undergraduates, like, kids, because they're just younger than me.
That's true. But, like, particularly, I think, with Apollo being, Trucy's brother, the thing that he knows.
I won't say anything about.
And also Athena's here.
With Phoenix knowing the truth, like, I completely respect him being like, this is not my thing to say. Talassa, you need to get it in gear. But he's also not making her get it in gear.
Anyway, stand Trucy Wright. Go check out her show, Trucy in Grammar Island.
Mm-hmm.
Next take. Oh god. Funniest headcanon, one of my friends has is just that Phoenix is just completely ambivalent to Apollo and doesn't particularly like spending time.
Well, yeah, until, like, with the Phoenix thing going on, Apollo is acting at his most old man. He is a sweet, beautiful baby boy, age of 30-something in Phoenix's eyes. It's like, what? I don't know.
Next take. Stop making
Next
the
take,
assistants
it's-
teenage girls.
I have a very, like, specific reason for saying this aside from the obvious. So, when Jack was starting up playing Taga, I had finished it by the time they had started. And I think we were talking vis-a-vis Ryunosuke and Kazuma, something along those lines.
Probably, yeah.
And I had mentioned, oh, well, I actually liked Ryunosuke and Susato a lot. I feel that's what they were going for. And Jack was like, Susato's like 16. And I was like, is she?
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, her age was 23 in one of them. And I was like, oh, that's probably the point. And I think that still is the point. But she's 16 and Ryunosuke is 24. There's nothing wrong with making your weird girl an adult. Like,
But the marketability.
I really don't know how much more I can say about this, but like,
But
it
the
just...
marketability.
There are so many other ways we can do marketability. They showed adult Maya in AA6 and we lost our shit.
And then they did nothing with her.
You think Simon Blackwell himself didn't sell AA5?
And that's a weird girl if I ever saw one.
It's the weirdest girl we got.
I'm still
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. It's just it's a trope at this point, and I know
It is.
this,
It's
but-
like just kind of like a series history kind of thing, and it is fun, but it's just like there's nothing wrong with having someone in their 20s, you know?
which is why I really loved it when Apollo and Athena got to hang out.
Like Athena's still like a young adult. She is an adult though.
Mm-hmm.
So like they are close enough in age, like as peers. They know the same memes. They are both annoyed when Phoenix says something is bae.
They are both annoyed when Phoenix says Sam Undertale.
They not even the decency to say Sans properly.
No, just Sam. His name is Sam.
Just Sam. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because I think it is really annoying, specifically with Susato. Because with Trucy I can understand because she's Phoenix's daughter,
Mhm.
and Kay they were just trying to do Maya but with Edgeworth.
Yeah.
But with Susato specifically, I was a little annoyed, thinking, why is she 16 years old? She has this extreme knowledge about law practice and all that. Like, she could not be a university student, like truly.
No, she's a woman in Japan in the 1800s. Of course,
Why can't she be a university student? Because
It's even making her 20 at the bare minimum, you know?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
yeah,
She
it's
can still call Kazuma her older brother.
mm-hmm. So
I wish we had more Kazuma weird girl. I really do.
Kazuma
I'm biased,
is the weird
but
girl.
This is why we need Taga 3. Oops, all Kazuma cases.
I do really love this Meekin screenshot though. I was glad I found it. People seem to gather around me. We're little girls, sir.
None of them had my
Like
wallet
Meekins,
either.
baby.
Yeah. These girls were not wallets.
Right. Next take. The trial resolution of Taga 1-5 was kind of dumb. I agree. Continue.
Okay. Oh my god. Going to preface this by saying I liked what it did for Susato.
Yes.
I liked this whole loss of faith in herself, and all of these are going to be horrific. I'm just warning you, man. But I love just this idea of her tampering with a crime scene and having to come to terms with this was for the greater good, but I broke the law, and not knowing how to balance between that. That's great. Why was it with this automatic cat door machine? And listen, I know that Ace Attorney does wacky shit, but
Automatic cat door is like that's your big top scenario. Like to make an analogy, you don't put that in the last case of the game.
Yeah.
yeah. And but it's just, I know that Ace Attorney does wacky shit, but even with the ghost thing, even too, I never thought that it went too far beyond the bounds of realism. You know? And even the holograms didn't piss me off as much as the cat door did.
It's just advanced Pepper's ghost.
And at least, Pepper's ghost effects and holograms exist in our world, even if they are trying to make them exist super early. And so I knew when I was playing through Taga 1-5, and Iris mentioned something about, I made this like little machine that'll just automatically make a little cat door hole in the door, and I'm going, oh man, that's gonna fucking come back. That's gonna be the Deus Ex Machina that ends this case, and I'm gonna be really mad about it.
I'm glad you at least caught that because I did not, and I was even more
No.
upset.
It's by far the stupidest Deus Ex Machina in the entire series, and it just kind of ruined 1-5 for me personally, where I don't know, it's because going back to the holograms, and I'm gonna try not to spoil the end of Greatest Attorney Resolve, but at least with the holograms, you're taking on a huge threat that has been present for a very long time.
It feels earned to do something that ridiculous.
Yeah, to do something crazy. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Ashley Graydon. I don't care about your eggs Benedict. Why is this happening? And so it just turned into ugh. And it was only saved at the end by, for me, it's one of those situations where the story good, the mystery bad. And so I loved Susato's inner turmoil. I love that Ryunosuke can't walk 2 steps without causing an international incident. And
My beautiful boy.
Runs in the family.
And I love the lore drop at the very end. But it's that stupid cat door just got me so bad. I remember I was playing it with somebody on a Discord call, and I presented it and went, "This is so fucking dumb. I'm going to lose my mind." So
It's just, it's one of those, it's like you said, like, it's got that girlish whimsy to it. This is not the time for girlish whimsy.
Exactly. If it had happened any
not the
earlier,
time.
like if it had happened during a Soseki case, I would have accepted it from
Yeah,
heart.
Yes,
no,
because
exactly,
that's fun
exactly.
and cute. And it's like,
Yeah,
first of all, we're
yeah, but-
already going off base talking about Ashley Graydon. I don't give a fuck about Ashley Graydon. I gave a fuck about Ashley Graydon because I knew Edgar
Ashley
Benedict was his
Graydon
fucking
exists to
name.
show off the mocapping.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Ashley Graydon exists to like move his little arms and
Yes. Be
come on
cunty.
over, baby, do that conga.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Ashley, like Edgar Benedict, I really only cared about because the entire case, I was like, that's not his name, and everyone was trying to gaslight me, like, no, it is. It is. That's his name. I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, no, it's not. You can't. You
No, it's
can't.
not.
That's the most odd. And like really early, you get the he has a cane that has like AG on it or whatever, and it's like, so that's not, what's your fucking name, dog? And then it just doesn't come up for another 12 hours, and you're like, why are we not
No,
addressing
he
the
spells-
fact?
He spells Eggert with the silent A in front
does
of it.
not!
It's A-E-G-G-E-R-T.
The other G's just stands for Egg.
It's pronounced like Aegis.
Aegert Benedict.
I literally think that's how he tries to pull it
Eggert
off.
Benadryl.
Edgar Benadryl, my favorite BBC actor.
The
Uh,
Hat Man.
The Hat Man. Again, I think that 1.5 wasn't the best for me, not because of the cat door. Oh, that's true. Ryu's like, that's not your name. He's like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? He's like, I
You
guess
can't prove
nothing.
It's like, well, I can't, but I know it's not.
I know it's not though. I was gonna say, for me, Tagawa
Fine, then
5.
keep your secrets.
All right, then. Keep your secret. But Tagawa 5, I think, is one of the few times where I'll play through an Ace Attorney case and they'll like have me, and then like it turns like the final the other shoe like drops and you get the twist and you're like, oh, this is kind of boring actually. This is kind of
And the final shoe drops, and it's your size, but it's not the pair.
Yeah,
It should
it's
have
like
been.
I mean, or like it is like the same like style of shoe, but it's like a half size too small, and you're like, I mean, I'll make it
Yeah.
work, but I'm not happy with it. Like, I don't know
Mhm.
why, but like Graydon's whole like, I don't know. I think I was expecting I think this was 1.5, but like the guy in prison who like died or whatever that was mentioned one time for an alibi. I don't remember if that was 1.5 or like 2.2.
I don't remember.
But there was a
I'm not sure, yeah. It's been a minute.
Selden, yes. I was expecting Selden
I'm
to
glad
be
you
more
remember.
relevant. The only reason I can pull oh, that is 2.2. Fuck. All right, never mind. That
Okay.
that point's moot. Never mind. Point is, I don't know why. I think it's just because like it was such like a human twist at the end. Like his like motive or whatever just boiled down to like a really normal thing, and it's like, this is I mean, I get it. I like the emotional impact. This is your final case, and you didn't know you were getting a second game. Like, I figured there would be pizzazz. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. And again, I like what it does in terms of like broader story work. And like all this shit. It's just like, I don't know. I remember we got to Ashley's final like breakdown monologue, and I was like, oh, okay. Huh. Alright.
Well,
Okay.
that just happened.
Well, that,
Tell us
yeah,
how you
literally.
really feel.
It was like the room was like quiet afterwards, and it was just like, I was waiting
So
for someone in the
awkward.
gallery to just go like,
Yeah.
like, this, everything about the, like, the steps getting there were more, intriguing than the thing you're getting to, which is a very odd way to do it. It can work. It's just, again, this is a final case. I don't know. I think I was expecting it to be just a little bit.
I mean, I guess you can argue that like the big reward is the reveal at the very end of the game.
Well, yeah, but like that's
rather than, but like it, I don't know. It maybe like they were focusing on that as opposed to it being the case, because
yes,
the case isn't technically the end, quote unquote, in that sense. But
Yeah.
it's a pretty flimsy excuse.
Yeah, like, because usually you can have cases like, fucking, like, a reunion and turnabout, for example, that, have this, like, it is a satisfactory conclusion to the issue in court, and then afterwards you get the little Morgan scene where it's like, look at him next time, Pearly. Like, that whole thing that's setting up shit for the
Yeah.
third game. And you're like, alright, cool. That's a way to let me, like, let go and move on from the case and be able to focus on things that are coming instead of, like, having the case finish and still feel like something's missing. Of, like, I don't
Maybe like
not intentionally, Jupiter. Don't you dare.
I was gonna say. Alright, you finish.
No, that was kind of it. Just like the way of using the trial as a vehicle to the thing you're gonna tell me at the end of the game would be fine if there was a little bit more cohesion between the two. Like, if you're just kind of coming up with an answer for Graydon that, like, is like underwhelming to then get to the thing at the end, which leaves you like, oh, what the fuck? Like, if you're doing that, it's a little bit weird. And the only reason it's like I'm thinking about it like this hard and feel like this kind of strongly is because it was the last case and they didn't know if they were getting a second game. Like, I don't know. I just feel like bigger bang.
What I was gonna say was, I know at least Taga 1 on the 3DS didn't do so hot in Japan when it released, and I have to wonder, having played it now, if the ending of 1.5 had like anything to do with like people kind of getting like, oh, what?
Yeah.
I'm sure it was probably a bit more nuanced than that, but I don't know.
Phoenix writes that, or sorry, Naruhodo Yuichi isn't in this game. Man, 0 out of 10.
No,
So that's apologetic.
Well, actually, no, not Naruhodo Ryuichi is, but Phoenix Wright is the name of that cart.
That is true. It's the Phoenix Wright bus. Anyway. I thought the cat door was fine. I thought it was fine. I was mad about it. I was like, oh, that's silly goofy. I like that. And then it was like, oh, because we're going to lead to something here, right? And then it was like, I got fired from my job and now I'm mad about it. And also the government wants me dead. And it's like, Fork found in Kitchen Dog, you're in an Ace Attorney game. That's going to happen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
why it pissed me off so much, but it did. So
Ashley Greedon was cooler before I learned anything about him.
When he was just that weird guy.
When he was the weird guy that I could be mad about because I knew that wasn't his fucking name.
It's even funnier when you look at the old fan translation of Taga, because they literally just called him Eggs Benedict. Like, not even tried to go like with it's Eggert Benedict or something. No, it was just Eggs
No,
Benedict.
his name is Eggs. He's really bad at coming up with pseudonyms. Alright. Moving on. If you want complex women, you have to stop being mad when they're complex. So true.
This is just a general, like, again, like, blanket thing for all fandoms, but, like, come on.
You can't-
Just say you hate women.
Literally, you can't- When a man lashes out and is aggressive and sarcastic, you think it's cool, and then when a woman lashes out and is aggressive and sarcastic, you think that's all she is as a person. And it's like, alright, man, just say you're misogynistic. It's okay. It's alright. Just admit it. Admitting it is the first step. And then we can all move past this. And you can be a better person.
Like, half the problem with this is because so much media focuses on the male characters and, like, their interpersonal relationships with other male characters. And that's an issue of all media. But, like, I don't know, I see this argument, like, again, in Ace Attorney, I see it beyond. For anyone who knows anything about, like, doll brand stuff, this shit is so prevalent in Ever After High discourse.
Yeah.
No one can be normal about Apple White.
Of course they can't.
But it just kind of is,
Yeah, I have a very distinct memory of when I was first getting back into Ace Attorney again a couple years ago, and I was talking to somebody on Discord, and they were telling me how much they hated Iris, and I was like, or like AA3 Iris, and I was like, okay, what's up? Why? Because I'm like hoping that we'll have like a decent discussion, because Iris is a very, very complex character,
and she's great.
Cool.
And so, and it was basically along the lines of like, you know, like, oh, she really hurt Phoenix and all of that, and I can't forgive her for that.
It's like, okay, then you can't forgive Miles Edgeworth.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking in the back of my mind. But I was like, well, you know, like she had a lot of trauma, and like there was like the whole thing involved with like her sister and all of that. It's just like, well, trauma's not an excuse. And I'm like, tell that to Miles fucking Edgeworth then.
It's like, in Iris' specific situation, the one constant she really had to rely on was Dahlia. And when Dahlia was taken away, it's just like, for the first time, like, when Dahlia called on for help, it was just like, I can finally be of use to this person who has been like my rock, essentially. It's like, yeah, of course you're gonna rely on that. It's Trucy and Phoenix again, but much worse.
Much worse.
It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna try and help you, and then Phoenix comes along and it's just like, oh no, someone genuinely likes me. Uh-oh, how do I deal with this? And it's a whole just kind of, we're gonna keep using the word complex, but that's just all there is to it. It's just the twists and turns and weaves that we make in life. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, and it's not like Iris isn't being punished for what she has done. She at least for the time being is in jail. Maybe she's out by now, I don't know. But again, it's also just like, Phoenix forgave her too.
It's just one of those situations where I'm pressing the nuance button here because people seem to be incapable of that. I recognize that Phoenix's personality and outlook on life has been fundamentally changed because of these two women. And like, you know, it's one of those situations where he used to wear his heart on his sleeve and now he has to be a lot more closed off, and that came from, you know, Dahlia manipulating Iris to do this, and then Iris, unfortunately by proxy, manipulating Phoenix in the process. but I always get annoyed when people just blow off female characters because, you know, oh, they contributed to this man pain. Especially when there have, like we said with Edgeworth, like there have been male characters that have also contributed to that pain, but those two are fucking, so it's okay.
Mhm.
So
No one ever wants to talk about how Phoenix and Iris definitely fucked.
yeah. So
He has two hands.
mm-hmm. and then I'm
I've read
thankfully
that fic.
starting to see a little bit more of this online, but you know, Mia is also very complex, and there used to be, we're just kind of gonna dwindle her down to, oh, she's a girl boss or whatever, you know,
Mhm.
but she was essentially Maya's only guardian, and she left her. And she had her reasons for doing so. She needed to leave, and she also didn't want, with this whole the master of the village, you know, she didn't want that to come between the two of them. But at the same time, she's like, I'm leaving you here with these terrible people to go off and like do my own thing. And that's awful for Maya too, you know. It's, you can recognize that both of these women have pain, and both of these women feel wronged in some way, but Mia has indeed hurt her little sister in the process. So
To swing it forward, Trucy again.
Trucy again.
And like as Jack was saying, Trucy has a lot of layers to her, but they won't let her explore those layers because she's in the basement so often.
Mhm.
And we finally get like a trickle of it in Magical Turnabout, and as far as I can tell, that's been very celebrated.
Yes.
But I think that's only because she is the plucky teenage assistant. She's not like an adult.
It was really good to see her layers come back.
It was
like, oh,
good to
thank
see
God.
Trucy cry, hard, like strange as that is to say.
It was just good to see Trucy.
It was
Just Trucy, full
Trucy.
stop.
Instead of like the fucking doppelganger that we got
In front of like the cruel homunculus.
The cruel homunculus of my daughter.
the changeling. Yeah,
Mr. Hat in a skirt.
it's just the women in the Ace Attorney series, I'm not going to say that they're perfectly written. Obviously, they are women being written by a man, primarily a man in a very like conservative country. and all of that comes with it. And so there are like, and this is more on Phoenix's end, like the fucking fat phobia jokes that Phoenix gives to Maya just grind my gears. Like Phoenix Wright would not fucking say that.
Not
But
fucking saying
anyway.
Is that a thing that it is indicative in both versions, or is that just a translation thing? Because that we might be able to just chalk that up to like of the time.
No, it is definitely both.
Okay. I wasn't sure genuinely.
It is definitely both.
Okay.
But so they're not perfectly written, but they have a lot more depth than people are willing to give them credit for. And because there's a lot of people, again, this is not as big of an issue as it used to be, but there were a lot of people that made an excuse back in the day where it's like, well, I don't want to explore the female characters because they're not as well written as the male characters. And I'm like,
It's like, yeah, have you maybe consider why that is?
Let's use a little,
Anyways.
I'm gonna introduce a phrase to you. It's called critical thinking. I know that's two big scary words for you, but I'm gonna teach you how it works. Okay, so...
No, Kate,
No.
nobody can read in the Ace Attorney fandom. You know this. This is a visual novel. Nobody reads.
So you know all those cool, you know all those cool thoughts that you think about the boys? One, you might want to self-examine that. Second, let's start applying those to the girls. Let's see if we can, if you're gonna cherry pick the guys that we don't know anything about, let's try cherry picking the women we don't know anything about and like building off of that instead. Just see what that does.
I think about Iris of Hazakurain constantly. I just, oh.
There was again, in the fanfiction.net days, there was this one, like, Phoenix Iris author that I followed, like, to the ends of the earth. I love their stuff so much. But they had Iris, like, when she got out of jail, she became, like an elementary school teacher, and that lives in my head forever. I would love that for her so much.
Anyway, we love
making Athena
Iris
game.
Hawthorne in this house.
We love Iris so much.
Oh my god, chips. I have to give Boy his other pill, so again,
Okay.
keep talking because I know my opinion's next.
Okay.
Okay.
While you're up, can you give me my giant bottle of Pepsi?
Yeah.
Thank you. If I take these headphones off, it's gonna be an ordeal.
Who are more women? Name a woman.
Thirsty. Is it a liter, actually? 1.5 liter. I didn't think it was that big. Oops. Anyway, women are good.
Women are good.
I know that's hard for people to, like, understand in an anime game, but women are so good.
Women are.
I was obsessed with Dahlia, like, when AA3 came out. I should have known I liked girls sooner, frankly.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, the entire time I played through Trials and Trib, or like even, you know, like first experience the story of Trials and Trib, I was so excited by the idea
a
of
sweatshirt on my chair because otherwise I'll stick to it.
so valid. But like I
I hate summer.
I don't know, I just love the idea of Dahlia and Iris. Dahlia, she's got brains in her head, and there's nothing men don't like more. There's nothing men don't like. Men don't like smart women is where that sentence was going, and I should not have been the person to say that sentence. Anyway, next opinion.
Next opinion.
I love this slide.
Lost Turnabout is funny,
Oh,
and
it's
you
this
guys
one.
are just mean.
You're
right.
This is my favorite slide I made. I just love the bonk so much. Just imagine like a little squeaky toy sound when it gets bonked. Yeah, I think it's silly goofy. I'm always surprised whenever I see it at the bottom of people's lists when I think that there are so many worse tutorial cases or worse cases in general than Lost Turnabout. Because I know that people are like, oh, it's the amnesia trope. It's like, this is the first and almost only time Ace Attorney has used the amnesia trope in a comedic way. Like, ever.
I think the only time they've done it comedically was with Dads.
This was Dad's.
Which was, you know, like 5 whole games apart from this one.
Yeah. And and Mads just made it better with whatever voice she
Whatever
used for
the
Dads.
fuck she did for Dads. Turned into Larry Butts'
I
gay
threw up in
cousin.
the Pool of Souls, AJ. But
I threw up with the pool. I've done fucked up, AJ.
so the amnesia trope, and personally, I don't think it overstays its welcome too much. It's silly goofy in the beginning where he's going, I have no idea what's happening right now, and all of that, but then he gets into the groove, and so it's not a hindrance on your gameplay or on moving the story forward at all. So I really don't think that is as bad as people have been saying it is. And then on top of that, you have one of my favorite presenting wrong evidence lines in the history of Ace Attorney, which is when if you present the front side of your business card, the judge is like, what is this supposed to tell me? And Phoenix is like, that I'm Phoenix Wright. And the judge goes, did you not know that? And Phoenix goes, no. And I think that's really fucking funny.
When you get down to it, Justice for All is the whimsy game, and that's why people are mean to it.
Yeah, no one has that girlish
Seek
whimsy.
whimsy.
No one has that girlish whimsy anymore.
No. And I think that Richard Wellington is silly goofy. I get that his whole fast talking bit is just kind of old bag 2.0, and that part's not as funny, but I think about Richard Wellington likes large bananas a lot. Mm-hmm. Though I do have a very funny anecdote about Lost Turnabout that really pissed my friends off. So we're in a I was playing it with a group of music people. So it was just a whole bunch of like music grad students. and we're playing through Lost Turnabout, and it's saved on my old computer. I think we actually did stream this one. And I was thinking, we're trying to figure out the evidence, and I was going, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to present the baseball glove, but I can't remember why. And then I looked at it, and we're all looking at it, trying to discern, and it's like, oh, it's a left-handed glove, because that means because it's on the right side, because you would throw with your left. And my friend Monica lost their shit. They went, you mean we have to know about fucking baseball?
This game was set in Japan.
We have to know about
Japan knows baseball.
We have to know about fucking baseball.
I was hoping that was the story.
It's a very good story.
It's just a whole bunch of humanities majors, like, when asked one sports question, we're like, So yeah, it's silly goofy. I love Faye's getting bonked in the head with a fire extinguisher. It's what he deserves. And we get to meet Maggie Bird. We love Maggie Bird in this house.
Adult woman assistant.
Adult woman assistant. She says that she fell out of the 9th story of a building and survived as a toddler. So even though she is very unlucky, I think she cannot be killed.
Yep.
I think she's unkillable.
So yeah, that's basically it.
Maggie
Lost
Bird will
Turnabout
see
is
the heat death
fine.
of the universe.
Lost Turnabout is fine. Turnabout Countdown is way worse.
Alright, okay. There was no is that a hot take? That's just correct. There's no cohesive narrative
Yeah.
plan.
It
for
sounded
five
like
and
you were
six.
you were disappointed that they said that a little bit.
In
But this is
which
me.
one?
You knew it was coming.
In which
You
one?
knew it was coming. So, I've made it no secret than the streams I've seen that I will take any opportunity to dig at AA5. I've made this no secret that look at what they did to my boy, Apollo Justice. But like, it is. I'm going to put this in Sonic the Hedgehog terms because I'm that person, unfortunately. Undiagnosed, by the way. To like put it in Sonic colloquialisms, AA5 is Sonic 06, and AA6 is Sonic Unleashed. In Contact Journey.
That's wow.
Yeah, because with AA5, they were throwing so many things at there and like nothing made sense. It didn't stick. And you can tell when getting into with AA5, I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. But with AA6 then moving into it, they were just ignoring it, course correcting, over course correcting, on and on and on. And like nothing of AA5 matters in AA6. It gets referenced twice when Trucy is like, Apollo, I don't want you and Daddy to be fighting it. I don't want you to leave. And Athena, when she's like, oh yeah, me and Simon were taught by the same person. And you guys were all like, yeah, your mother? You're gonna refer to your mother by name? Like, I truly think they are doing like what Sega was doing to Sonic 06. They're just like, AA5 was a mistake. We need to bury it. And I mean, obviously, the story, like, narratively, it's not there. Like, whatever Shutsukumi had planned beyond Apollo Justice, it is not happening in the Yamazaki games. It's not. And, again, like, Apollo's entire arc finishes with an AA6 because he got nothing to do in AA5. Athena's just kind of there in both.
I disagree about Athena just being there in AA5.
Well, yeah, but like I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But like it's I feel the same way about these games as I do about Xenoblade, in that these are not games. These are animes, like 12-episode animes that were turned into games. Like if this had been a show, it would have been fine. But you're making like gameplay happen, and that's like not doing anything for me because I'm not parsing anything. Nothing about Xenoblade has stayed in my mind. I've played all 3 of them. And it, like, yeah, the no spoilers rule was a huge detriment because just, like, I am Clay Terran's #1 staunch defender. It's ridiculous that nothing about Clay has mattered in AA6. You would think Apollo's, again, his closest, his, most, consistent, constant in his life at that point. You would think him dying the week before Christmas would mean something in the following year, but nothing happens. The most we get any reference to was an asinine attorney.
And that was just to give you psychic damage.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, I truly think that within AA5 they can it's just not good. It's bad. It's bad. And like AA6, I love AA6 so bad. I love it so much. But I'm not gonna ignore that it's just a big band-aid for what came before it. I've yelled enough, I think.
Yeah, no, the no spoilers rule really does ruin it, because it is unfortunately a very Apollo Justice trilogy phenomenon, because in the original trilogy they reference shit from past games like all the fucking time.
Yeah, like I started with Justice for All. They explained DL6 to me. Like I knew that. I had context for why I had to care about Endrith when he came back.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know why very suddenly they're like, well, I mean, well, because I partially understand it with Dual Destinies, because they're like, this is a soft reboot for the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Do not understand why in Spirit of Justice they're like, yeah, then fuck whatever that was, I'm Rod Serling. And so
That's specifically why I made the Sonic analogy, because 06 was a soft reboot to Sonic that didn't work out. And then, like, they took out everything that made 06, like, unique, what they wanted it to do, and was just like, it is just Sonic running around. Only Tails is there, Amy's there for a second, and it's just you running. There's no, like, special stages. You're just going place to place. You fight a god at the end. You're done. And they kept dumbing it down. And it's like, if we're following that, like, kind of, like, panic in regards to Ace Attorney, I'm scared for what the colors, the Sonic Colors equivalent for Ace Attorney will be, because I don't like that one. Anyway, that's a different rant for me. That doesn't do with Ace Attorney. Anyway. I think I've said my piece.
Alright, moving on. Unless Jack has anything to throw in there.
you've heard all of my opinions.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Moving on. Turnabout Serenade is better than Turnabout Corner. Yes! True! It's true!
Continue.
This is what I was terrified of
No, Mads isn't here. It's
screaming
okay.
at the
It's okay.
call.
Speak your truth.
Yeah, I know.
Well, for now, she might see this.
Well, we'll deal with that when we'll burn that bridge when we get there. It's fine.
It was so funny the last time this happened, because you literally.
What if I texted Mads right now?
like,
and I was like, we're talking shit about Turnabout Corner again.
Just text her this picture.
Someone take a screenshot of stream and just send it in the server.
This is like the last time it happened, and she's like, hey guys, I'm gonna have to hop off. I'm getting like a really bad migraine. We're like, oh yeah, of course, like go ahead. And then like later on in the stream, she came back to watch, and like both of us were talking about this, and she just immediately jumped into the call, like, how dare you?
Like, I thought we talked about this.
Yeah, I just Turnabout Corner is fine. It does. I think that it is the weakest pacing wise of the four, even including Succession. I think because I was just kind of on the edge of my seat in Succession, I can forgive the pacing issues in Succession.
Yeah.
But like, it is definitely the weakest pacing wise, because I think it's interesting how they're like, oh, all of these separate incidents that you have to figure out turn out to be connected, and that's cool. But I think it runs into an issue of like too many cooks. And love Eldoon. We stand Eldoon.
We love
Our boy.
But Serenade is not as bad as people keep saying it is. It really is, to me, relatively solid of a case, and it's got truly the only thing that pissed me off about Serenade is not the video. It's not the video. And this is more of an issue with Apollo Justice in general, but Serenade, it's really bad. They're like, we're gonna have all of these flashbacks.
Yeah.
And it's
The
like,
witness is
and
red,
you're like,
motherfucker!
the witness is red. And it's like, I know that Apollo watched a man die, but at the same time, I was like, we know who this guy is. We know the witness is Ren. You don't have, it's so cold, baby girl. I know
it's cold.
I was gonna say my most hated part of Serenade. It was not the flashback. I didn't even think about that until you brought it up. It was having to listen to Guilty Love through that, like, oh, you have to pick out which of the instruments was like a little late, and it's like, I can't hear this. I don't want to listen to this fucking song. I've muted my DS every time it came up. I don't want to listen to this. I don't know what it sounds like, and I still can't hear it. I still can't hear how Darian was late. I could barely hear the gunshot.
Oh, Darian was definitely late.
Oh, yeah,
I
Darian
could
fucked
not
it up
hear anything.
so bad.
Yeah, Darian really fucked it up.
Darian really
It's like a
fucked it up.
half beat off.
It's just
Again.
enough that you hear it and you're like, what? Like, it's
No, it's not enough that you can hear it, because I
you're
still
talking
can't
to
hear
two
it.
music people! Yeah, we're gonna know!
I know! But if the average person can't hear it, that's a problem. Anyway,
Turnabout Serenade is also funny.
See, this
because
is why I
you get-
got all A's in Rhythm Thief.
it's true. Kate, please play Rhythm Thief. I'll
I
mail
would
you a
love
copy.
to. I've heard good things.
Oh, my son is in that.
Yeah.
I also love Turnabout Serenade because, like, it's one of, like, it's like the first time Clavier gives a fuck, which is really funny. Like,
I have things to add to that, but I'll let you finish.
I respect Clavier Gavin as a prosecutor because he shows up, does his job, and then leaves. Like, there's no personal stakes in it besides poking fun at Apollo. He's not, like, out for a vendetta. He's not like whatever. He's literally just like, yeah, I'm gonna sit here, look pretty, do my job well, and then if I lose, who fucking cares? Call it a day. I'm still getting paid either way. It's fine. And then, like, in Serenade, like, he is very...
It's personal.
It's very personal in Serenade. And he's still doing
My
his job
keys.
as normally as possible. Until Darian gets up there and they just have the world's messiest breakup in public.
What I was gonna say, because landing on the Darian thing, I enjoy Darian a lot. He is probably my favorite part of Serenade, but it's like a thing that has always bothered me, and I think it's a good thing that it bothers me because it ties into Clavier, is that we never find out Darian's motive. Like, there's a lot of insinuation as to what it is. Like, he was just like, oh, obviously he's trying to sell the thing to the chief of police for money. But it's like, one, he's one of the top detectives, I think, like, in the precinct. I think he's like moonlighted for Interpol a few times. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, he was in Interpol.
Interpol. So he works in Interpol, and aside from that, he is also like second guitar in one of the most like financially successful rock bands of the time. He's fine with money. He doesn't need to do this. But it's like, we never find out why, we don't get a definite answer, and Clavier never pursues that, and that's so interesting that Clavier doesn't, because it ties into him later on being like, well, why would I question Kristoff? That's my brother. Why would I question Darian? That's my friend. He doesn't think, and that's fascinating, but I want to know why.
There's so much with Clavier that, and Jack, you've absolutely talked about this before, but like, I wish we could get our little chompers on that a little bit more. Because, like, again, Clavier is very... He's like me, in which it's like, you're close to me, why would you have a reason to hurt me? And then one thing happens and it's like, oh, fuck. Like, and just the fact that it, like, not only does it happen with Darian, it happens with Kristoff, like, so closely after. And it just, it feels like Clavier goes through so much, and then the next time we see him, it's been, like, a time jump, and we don't get to, like, nom on that, on him,
He's
like...
aged 30 years.
He's aged 30 years, his Botox is, messing up his face a little bit, but, like, there's so much with Clavier that happens not with the audience. And that's a very difficult like line to weave around, because there's a different like obviously I don't want to like in other words hold your hand the entire way through it, but like there's a difference between like implied character growth and this didn't
Seeing the
matter.
growth. This is why truly we need a Clavier investigations game.
We need a Clavier investigations game. Like, what were we talking about that was like literally the same fucking thing?
Oh, Cosmo.
Well, that's the three, and I want to be there. But like, I mean, like in terms of, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is the reason that worked so well in our playthrough, or one of the reasons that worked so well, is like the accidental dominoes falling that led to the voice changing arc for Clavier.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I will admit that absolutely boosted my entire read of this character.
It did.
And it came from an accident of my brain being stupid. And it's still the best fucking bit that came out of that entire trilogy. Was making Clavier a more interesting person because I made a stupid connection in my brain. But like the reason.
And then we got the glorious I just stuck these fingers up
mine ass. The whole hand's in now.
Anything to distract from the current hell he's currently in.
It's
right
my
now.
God forbid a man's stim.
Prosecutor Gavin, what are you doing? I'm honoring myself.
I'm honoring my. I am una honor prosecutor.
Yeah, can you stop?
It's for honor.
I really got you. I'm sorry.
I miss Disco Elysium.
I miss it so much. Anyway, I wish we had more of Clavier to play with. As has been mentioned before, so shall be mentioned again. Just give us a fifth case. Just give us a fifth case to explore like Clavier and Christoph and how like the scar happened. Because wasn't another thing was like a fifth case was scrapped that was like gonna be interesting, and then they decided not to do it.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I would just like to say though, just in case Mads watches the VOD, Turnabout Corner is still good. But the difference between that and Serenade, I think ultimately, is that the purpose of Turnabout Corner is to break the news to Apollo that he is in an Ace Attorney game.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's to let Apollo know that he is a normal man that got isekai'd into this universe.
And Serenade just has a bit more meat on its bones.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they're like, oh shit, he needs to belong in this universe. And so they're like, you were actually raised by like exiled royalty in a foreign country. But anyway,
Your best friend was an astronaut at 23 and he was going to the moon, which we haven't done in years.
Baby girl, what are your opinions? What are your opinions? Her opinion is she wants me to put her down.
Well, I won't.
Insightful.
I won't. You're too comfy. You're too sweet.
She's like, I can't stand anywhere, you harlot. You harlot. Okay, cool. She has found a place to stand. Great.
Yay.
The girl. Here, I will move some shit so you can lie down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Girlish whimsy.
Is that it? Is that your only?
So remember when we were talking about Max Galactica and we were all this like gender as a spectacle?
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's the crowd goes
That's
mild.
my gender right there.
That's fair. That's fair. He is a very silly, goofy guy.
I just like a funny guy.
He's
you
just
know?
a goof. He's just a silly man.
Luke at him.
oh god.
You can
I
have
was
him.
like-
I do not want him. Not anymore.
That's okay.
I was trying to think like last night if I had any characters in Ace Attorney that are like that, and I don't think I do.
I don't think I do.
It truly.
No,
with
you know
this,
what?
Like, this was obviously.
But
The closest thing I have to like what I feel is an insane hear me out, but like you think about it for more than 2 seconds and you're like, yeah, okay, sure. I take Shakespeare. He wouldn't take me, but I take him.
yeah.
I get it though. I get it. It's the same vein as Luke at me.
Exactly.
I think, for me.
He's just so much all the
It's-
time and he's funny.
Yes, it's funny. But like I again, truly like this is a joke slide more than anything. We just wanted something to kind of break up any kind of like serious things we were on. Like I thought about maybe being more serious and talking about how much I wish we got more from Darian, but I did that with the last one. And like also I'm not gonna defend my love of Darian. Like, no, that dude sucks. I know he does. But at least Luke Atme has the decency to be funny about it.
Luke Atme has the decency to make a spectacle of it. And that's what I love more
Exactly.
than anything.
I am also just a sucker for the Phantom Thief as a genre.
Yes. Clearly.
That is a me problem.
No, I love
Amy has not played Persona 5.
And I refuse to, actually. I've got issues.
fair enough.
I've played like every side game. I'm never touching the base. And I think I'm better for it.
That's fair. But no, there's like it's about the people who try to cover up their fraudulent crimes by being so extra.
And a lot of the times, it kind of works.
It works for a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny it works for
Like,
a
Luke
hot
Atme
second.
almost got away with it. His plan was pretty smart.
His plan
Yeah, he's
would
like-
have worked if the
he's
game did
double
not show us
jeopardy.
his silhouette, I feel. Like, the only reason I think we could have gotten it is because the game, in that, like, second where it was like, no, there was someone who was in the office, they just so clearly showed you a silhouette of Luke Atme, and you're like, well, alright. I know now.
Did they? I don't remember
They
that.
did.
They
yeah,
did. They very
It's
clearly
been a
do.
minute.
It's so funny because it takes away all tension. You're like, oh, so it was Luke Atme. So we don't have to figure it out anymore. We just gotta. All right. Well, that's one fewer thing I have to do, I guess. Whatever.
Somebody did make a meme, and I was considering using it again, but I figured that just the base image was funnier. But like, I had to make a slideshow of like all of the in-jokes from my friend group playing the original trilogy and Apollo Justice, and somebody made it's like, you know that old meme from like the 2016 election where it's like all of the states are yellow and it's just Jeb.
Yeah.
Jeb Bush. And they did that but with Luke Atme.
I do think just the picture was funnier, but that also was very good.
the pure aura of just his face, hear me out, is insane.
I'm just saying, if you like Antenna Deltarune, you have no excuse.
That's fair.
That's
a fair
That's
comparison.
basically the end of it.
That's fair. I have not
Basically
played
yeah.
Deltarune past chapter 1. So everything I know about
That's totally fair. I don't think I can for my mental health.
that's also
But
fair. But like everything I know about like fucking like Noelle and Tena and like all of these other people are just from people talking about it on Twitter. And I'm like,
yeah, no, I have a friend who's been playing it, and I've been going to her just to kind of like get a catch up on everything. And like she mentioned something about like, oh yeah, at the end of this chapter, Undyne got kidnapped, and I went, what?
what?
Kept it where? All I've been seeing is like the sad, pensive Noelle Snowgrave fan art. What are they doing to the fucking lesbians?
What are
I
they
still
doing?
don't
Where are my
entirely know what they
lesbians?
did to her. I still don't know what they did to her, frankly, but you know, we'll figure that out.
We'll
Anyway.
we'll get there. If I ever decide to actually play Deltarune, we'll get there.
Mhm.
Canonically, Clavier never got a full character arc, and he'll never have one unless Capcom lets him out of the basement. Yes, we'll talk about this again. Continue.
He's like a sad, abandoned animal in there.
No one's cleaning up his
I
shit in there.
I tried specifically to find a basement picture with a watermark.
Of
I thought
course.
it'd be funnier.
That's
So-
that's the best they're gonna give him, really. Just the watermark.
Yeah.
I think this is like the last really funny slide, unfortunately. There, like, I tried my best, but it was
Mhm.
11 p.m. So, yeah, we've mostly talked about this already, but it really was just Mads carrying Clavier's
Like with the
development on
voice
her
thing, that was a
back.
full arc. And then, like, again, you get to asinine attorney, which I understand is meant to be the joke, but it's just like, no, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened.
And I don't know, it's just, he is so fucked up. And I wish we got to know more about how fucked up he is. Like, we play therapist to all of these prosecutors, and yet Clavier gets nothing. Like,
Do you ever want
my
to talk about your emotions,
God.
Blackwell? No. I do. I know Clavier. I'm sad. I know Clavier.
Except it'd be like, Clavier would be the one that's like, no. I don't want to talk about that.
I like I've had a joke like in my head where it's like instead of Klapalo being about kissing, they have like a warrior's trauma bond due to Kristoff reasons.
Yeah.
So just like we gotta do therapy together, but Clavier's the one that can do it because he's the one who has money for therapy. So it's just like, head forehead, why aren't you going to therapy? With what fucking money?
With what money? Are you gonna
The best I
sponsor
can get
it?
is BetterHelp. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have spoke the name of the devil.
Knock on enough doors,
Yeah,
that bitch will
it's-
come.
Yeah, again, I don't know what more I can say that we haven't already said. It's just, I wish that we got more about how he felt about Kristoff, and I feel like Apollo's development would have moved in tandem with Clavier's development if they let Clavier be like a person.
And that's the thing that could have happened if Takumi had led AA5, I feel. Like, there's a
Yes.
lot of, like, building blocks in 4. But then he didn't.
And so it's like I said, having the cinema topography of like Apollo saying, "I will lead you out of the darkness" in AA4, and then Clavier doing the same for him in AA5, poetic cinema.
A warrior's bond.
So, yeah, I feel bad because he just came back to be annoying.
It's
Turnaround Academy.
it's
To be fair,
it really
in
is
character
like,
for him.
True, and I mean, like, it is his alma mater. We need the deep Clavier and Sebastian lore is what we need.
Yes.
True.
Because they, like, I think it. Yeah, they would be the same age.
Yeah, they're the same
They're
age.
the same age. The same age. And so-
Eustace Winner from high school?
Eustace? And
I have
Apollo
so many-
Eustace? Fuck!
yeah.
I have so many thoughts about Clavier and Sebastian, but that's not for this. But it like I don't know. Again, this is why a Clavier Investigations game would go so good. We could truly have it all. Like, he could get development, Sebastian could be there, adult woman assistant Iris talking to Clavier because they have the same issues. We could have it all.
Rolling
Oh,
in
yeah,
the deep.
your siblings in prison and about to be killed too, huh? Yeah.
Mine's
First
already
time?
dead. That's rough. That's rough, ma'am.
That's rough, buddy. My
Let
my
him out,
sister,
Capcom,
my sister's
please.
ghost possessed my cousin's body in order to enact a revenge plan. That's rough, buddy.
I mean, I guess it's kind of alright. She did
Cowabunga.
get banished to hell.
What?
God, it was so funny because somebody a long time ago posted art of Kristoff and somebody else in prison, and they're like braiding each other's hair. And I honest to God thought it was Dahlia for a minute, and I'm like, that's fun, but I think Dahlia would already be dead by this point, and then I realized that it was somebody else with red hair that turned out to be a culprit, and I was like, oh, that makes more sense now.
Somebody else with red hair. Gotcha. Okay. I was like, it took me a minute to think about it, but yes.
Yeah, I did that, but anyway.
Heart emoji.
Yeah, let him out. Let him
him
out.
Let the big dog hunt. Moving on. Larry is still up. Yes! 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 What do you mean despite? No, you're right. Yes! Yes! Yes, this is my beautiful wife.
That's the male wife of all time right there. But you can kind of see how, like, in AA1, he knows, like, when to be serious in regards to Edgeworth in 1-4. And then, like, you can kind of tell as he, like, makes more and more appearances down the line, he gets a little Flanderized.
A little.
But he's still fun despite that. It just, like, they take the again, it's the wacky sex pest character, like, a little too far. And it's an anime game, I get that, but it's just, like, he was not always like that.
The first time you see him, he is heartbroken because the woman he loved is dead. And, like, he stays hung up about it for a second. And, like, the realization that, he took the time to, and I love that they kind of set up his art thing literally from day one.
Really early, yeah.
Yeah, like, he made not 1, 2 thinker clocks that were heavy as fuck, and she took it with her to Paris. And, like, the fact,
even if they broke up, that means something.
that's insane. That's awesome. And, like, through AA1, like, he's not as much of a chaser as,
no,
like, as later games would have you think retroactively.
He's way more grounded in 1.
Yeah.
But they chase the flightiness aspect of him, like, a lot going down. And I guess his appearances aren't as important until 3, like, until the Bridge with the Turnabout. But even then, like, it's a lot of, like, you know when things are meant to get serious. We've seen it happen. You don't need to keep doing this up, even if you are trying to turn over a new leaf, so to speak.
I will also say, like, going back to that trying to turn over a new leaf thing, that is set up in 3-2. That is something that you see, or something, I guess, that is slightly expounded upon in 3-2, but there's the moment in 3-2 where after the psych locks and he, like, explains shit, he's like, Nick, I don't know what the fuck, like, I'm doing with my life.
Like, he realizes how bad, like, he's kind of messing up, and he's just like, I gotta be better.
I gotta lock the fuck in. And, like, that's such a nice moment. No one ever talks about it when talking about Larry. They're just like, sex pest, horrible person, flirted with Pearl one time because he didn't know she was 9. Like, it's a fucking shame.
Not even flirted with her. Like, he didn't know who it was. He just heard, like, a vaguely feminine voice and was just like,
she got?
But no, he didn't know.
It is, I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. It's because Turnabout Musical was so nice to him. But, like, it's the fact that, in the originals, and even in, like, every time he is in the play, every time he's in the room or he is mentioned, no one seems happy about it. And it goes from, like, and, like, I would understand it in that sort of, like, something fucking happens every time you show up. I want, like, one calm day. Like, that's a fine dynamic. But it goes from, like, in AA1, he's like, Phoenix is like, you were one of the most important people in my childhood. You have been my best friend since I was, whatever, like, 9. And then every subsequent mention of him in later games is like, this, I don't want to associate with him ever. He's such a piece of shit. Like, I don't like him. I don't know why I ever liked him. Like, all of this stuff, and it's like,
I don't think it's ever that bad, but it's not good. But I mean, like, even then, Edgeworth is still referring to him as a friend. He's just like, yeah, this is a close friend. I don't really remember how we became friends because we were 9 and the trauma hadn't happened. But, like, if Larry wasn't important to either of them, particularly with Edgeworth, this is like, he wouldn't be calling Larry a friend if he didn't want him around. They went to Eldunes in the anime.
They went to Eldunes!
They got dinner.
It's so important to me that, like, the thing that upsets me most about Larry Butts' character is how other people treat him, and that's out of his control. It is just it is primarily the fact that, like, whenever he's brought up, there's this immediate, like, disgust almost of just like, I don't know why, like not only like there's a difference between like I don't want to associate with you anymore versus like I don't know why I ever associated with you, like treating it like he's never done a good thing in his life like ever, and it's like that's
I think the only time I can like accept that reaction was in Turnabout Ablaze, because again, that's Edward's part of his no very bad, no good, terrible week, 2 weeks, and it's just like we are like working with like foreign territories here, Larry. You gotta lock it the fuck in.
That's fair.
So
yeah, like that I can accept, but like, yeah, I don't know.
if I could maybe like not justify, but like kind of give a reason why it could be that way. I'm wondering if it's just one of those sort of like Japanese cultural things that's just kind of poking in, because Larry, God love him, is a lot. And like for Americans, like Larry could be seen as like, oh yeah, like, you know, he's very energetic and extroverted and like the life of the party and all of that. And it's like, and sometimes, yeah, that can get annoying, but for the most part, like he is like the picture of like individualism, and we're like, yeah, he's like a cool dude. In Japan, he would be ostracized and shunned to hell. And so it's one of those things where they're like, oh great, we're going to have like this really loud, very in your face person when all of us are like normal, you know? And so I'm wondering if some of the behavior that other characters have acted upon him is in relation to this sort of collectivist idea of having to conform. And Larry doesn't do that.
I wonder, and this isn't quite a perfect analogy, but I'm thinking like, again, Ace Attorney is a game of tropes and trying to translate those tropes. I wonder if he's got like a little like Genki gal in him. Like a little bit of that, which would be like very counterculture sort of thing.
Yeah, that's why he's got the sleeves.
Yeah.
Is Larry Butts Moe? I think I would say Larry Butts is Moe.
It can be Moe.
Yeah.
If he wants to be.
I could see it. I'm sorry, but the phrase, just picturing the words of the phrase is Larry Butts Moe in my head is making me laugh very hard. Because it's like, yeah,
Larry
that's
Butts
our friend
could
Matt.
be Nico.
Nico, no.
He could hit that. I can do it.
He could do it. He could do it. He would do numbers on TikTok, I think. That's unrelated, but I just think he would.
He would.
Yeah, he would.
Just from
That's
trying
how he gets his art to sell. He starts a TikTok.
just from trying genuinely hard to be hot and it's not working, but people are like, you know what? You got the spirit, kid. You're all right. Like he tries doing those like horny, sexy cooking videos, but the food he makes is so fucking disgusting that everyone's like, what the fuck?
It's just like, it's the question of just like, is he doing this on purpose or not? I don't know, but he's a funny little guy.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if this is
Oh
a
my
bit
God.
or not, and but if it is, that's really funny.
Oh man,
That's my
yeah,
beautiful.
well, I
That's my
was thinking-
beautiful wife.
I was about to like quote a Vine, but actually no, this is more Naramitsu than it is Larry. Sorry, slightly off topic. Just Edgeworth coming in. Did somebody order a pizza? Phoenix, yeah, but
I don't have any money. Why the
Edgeworth,
fuck did you order
Why the
pizza?
fuck did you order pizza?
Yeah.
Anyway, Larry's going to have a very successful future career creating VTuber models.
Yes, good for him. Good for him. I'd commission him.
He's got to get the bank.
He's gotta get the fan.
Another thing is it's like here's what I'll say about Larry too, in terms of, because like a lot of people are like, oh, you know, he's a philanderer, he's a womanizer or whatever. It's like, well, it's like I think it's less that he's a womanizer and more just Larry falls fast.
He does.
But when he falls, he is all in. And
Larry
so-
is the ultimate wife guy, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, like, I'm thinking right away in the first turnabout, you know, it's like, it really is like, she wasn't returning my calls and all of that. And his immediate thought is not, she was cheating on me. It was, oh, my girlfriend's getting that bag overseas. That's awesome.
Literally. is not even.
Despite how it may seem, Larry Butts respects women so much.
He respects women so much that it loops back into misogyny. This is how Larry Butts and
How did he
Yanagi
manage
Shigeki
that?
are the same character. I'm gonna text that in a group chat and I'm gonna get fucking what's the word?
You're right, though. You have to speak the truth.
I'm gonna text it and they're gonna
This is the stream of speaking your truth.
hold on, I'm gonna text it and I'm going to be, what is the word I want? Crucified. I'm going to be fucking crucified. Hold on. Hold on. It's just wait, hold on. Shigeki and Larry Butts are the same character. Send tweet. This is not this and I'm so serious. Send tweet. Anyway, that's my beautiful.
We're
that's
gonna
my
have
beautiful
to.
life.
We're gonna have to boom 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 because I gotta go to bed in like
We
a
gotta
half
go.
hour.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
warm, and I love you guys so dearly. I need to sit in front of a fan and cry. Let's go. Phoenix
Yeah.
Wright Savior
Yep, let's go.
complex is not an altogether good thing. You're correct.
Yes. A lot of people like portray Phoenix as just this like, you know, like happy-go-lucky guy that is there for you and is caring that and like will help you. And it's like the last two parts are true. Though he is a bitch about it. And people forget that he's a bitch about it
He's a
too.
bitch.
And like it's like, yeah, I'll help you. I will complain the whole time.
You won't hear it because it's in my head, but I will be doing it.
But the thing is that Phoenix has always been this person that will literally drop everything to come to somebody's aid to his own detriment, as we have found out. And I know because we're so used to like shonen anime protagonists, you know, like, believe it, I'm going to save you and I'm going to sacrifice myself, and that's seen as like a good thing. It's not a good thing, like it isn't. and on top of that, the thing is, and you can definitely see this with Edgeworth too, where it's like, yes, the savior complex, him like wanting to fix the problem, because that's what he thinks he needs to do. He needs to be the one who fixes the problem, which on the one hand is very compassionate of him. It shows that he is willing to take on your burdens. But on the other hand, it is super patronizing. It is like, I don't trust, it gives the idea of like, I don't trust you enough to fix this problem, so I'm gonna do it. And I know that like the Ace Attorney trilogy is all about trust, which is why as he develops further on into Bridge for the Turnabout, that's when he trusts Miles to fix the problem. And so he allows himself like time to to decompress and to rest and to get up to par, and he feels like he is allowed to let Miles do the work instead of him having to push through it and do it himself, which he would have done like 2 games ago. So
To add on to the Edgeworth point, there's the whole thing about Phoenix deciding to be a lawyer because Larry and Miles saved him when he was 9 years old. And like, we as the player are registering that as like your typical like shonen anime thing, just like, oh, that's so inspiring. Even in game, people are like, why would you do that?
yeah, Maya even
My
like,
academic advisor
legitimately
gave me the
says,
same
like,
look.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maya
It's
judges
like,
him
it's a-
so hard for it. Larry judges him so
And, like,
hard for it. He's like, dude.
And like, yeah, it's a very like that's a core memory for him, of course. So like, and it happened so long ago, and Miles got so much trauma, like of course he probably wouldn't remember it. But like, even Larry doesn't even really remember it happening. It's just like, what? Hello?
Mhm.
If even Larry is asking you like, why would you care? I think that means something.
Yeah. And because he has the savior complex, he is convinced that other people matter more than he does. Which is a problem.
Leads back to the Trucy problem.
And it's why he's just like me for real,
Yep.
real. But we don't need to talk about that.
No,
But-
that's the devil talking.
That's deeper than I
But-
want to go.
And it just also is just like, well, we know that Phoenix Wright is just Shu Takumi's just like character insert. So what are you trying to tell us about yourself, Mr. Takumi? What's
Yeah,
up with
what
that?
are you trying to say? What does it mean? And but yeah, he's convinced, and so add on to that, you know, the whole issue with Dahlia and Iris, and then he has to further close himself off and not be so emotional, and then you just have this person that is so cagey, and he's always been cagey. Even before Apollo Justice, he's a cagey motherfucker. He doesn't want to talk about his feelings. He's just like, I'm going to deal with this on my own, and I don't need any help. And it was a huge issue in Justice for All when Maya's like, where the fuck is Edgeworth? And he's like, never say his name again! And you're like, okay, dude, Jesus.
Like, what?
I'm very uncomfortable with the energy we've
it's one of
created
those
in the
things.
studio.
And so it's one of those things where Phoenix obviously cares about Edgeworth, but I do think that some of the anger that he had towards Edgeworth was misplaced anger that he had for himself. Thinking, I thought I got him. I thought I fixed this. I saved him. It's fine. And then it didn't happen. And then he disappeared, presumed dead. And it's just going, I didn't save him. And this is the one person that I couldn't save, because he feels that way with Mia too, I feel. And Godot only makes that worse.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like when Edgeworth came back and Edgeworth kind of fixed himself, that also really triggered Phoenix as well. It was like, what I did not good enough for you and stuff. So yeah, he's got issues. I love Phoenix Wright. He's so fucked up.
He's so fucked up.
And people don't talk enough about how fucked up he is. So yeah, and having to like take on the entire juris system on his shoulders. And thankfully we find out later that Edgeworth helped with that, but it's mostly him in the States. Just, I'm gonna implement it. I'm gonna come up with a design. I'm gonna implement it. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna set up this like fake trial, whatever, to make it happen and all of that. It's just, I got this. Nobody talk to me. I got this. Which is why he's keeping a secret from Apollo and Trucy. And it's just like, no. The cards will all fall into place. I'm really good at poker. I can do this. And unfortunately, his delusion gets proven right most of the time. So
nothing is saying this isn't
working.
working.
He's been eating the pieces.
It's so bad for his psyche and for his self-worth, but it is working.
So you never
I
learned
feel
to-
like
yeah.
it's a little better as he gets older, but like it is bad in Apollo Justice. Once I think he gets the badge back and he's kind of mellowed out, you don't see it as much, and that might be the Yamazaki curse at play. But
this is not my beautiful wife.
he is very handsome though.
He is very handsome. The vest, good touch.
That's my beautiful wife.
I could talk about Phoenix Wright all night.
And then I believe
I could talk about Phoenix Wright all night, but we'll move on.
We gotta move on
to our last point.
to the true lead.
the true hottest take of the night. Maya Fey is the protagonist of the Ace Attorney trilogy. Yes, we were just talking about this. Please expound.
She is at face value, she is the emotional core of the trilogy.
Sorry, I just remembered that this stupid Germany one.
What?
The Germany flag.
Oh!
I just found that. I'm like, why did somebody make that?
I love the idea that everyone in Ace Attorney is German except Clavier, and that includes Kristoff. Kristoff is German, but not Clavier. Really think about that one. Anyway.
But yes, no, Maya's at the core, because really the Fays are what holds the trilogy together. And that comes into a singularity that is the glory of Maya Fey. Because really you have the inciting incident of Mia dying, and then really, I mean, Phoenix gets development, don't get me wrong, but I think it pales in comparison to Maya learning to come to her own and trying to figure out what her own quote unquote actually is, where she has this duty that has been thrust upon her against her will, where it was supposed to be her mother, and then her mother disappeared, then it was supposed to be her sister, and then her sister left, and now it's on her, you know, the second born child, and she's just a kid, and she's still training, and she's not altogether sure that she can trust herself in order to take on these responsibilities. And then on top of that, her sister dies, and so she loses really that one rock that she has in her life. And even though the two of them were distant, not distant emotionally, but distant physically,
They were still very close.
they were close, and it must have been so horrifying to be like, I'm going to see my sister for the first time in a really long time, and to show up and see her dead fucking body.
And then be immediately charged for her murder.
I think I would go apeshit.
Yeah.
And so it just goes to show how strong she is. She's stronger than she thinks she is. She doesn't have to be, is the problem though. But so it's nice that she developed a better relationship with Pearl, and of course she developed this relationship with Phoenix as well, so she has more people to rely on except for just herself. And so as things go on, she starts to come into her powers, and she's starting to accept the responsibility of, or what responsibilities are entailed by becoming the master. And because it seems in the first game that she doesn't want it.
I don't
Like,
think she just wanted. I think she's just like, I'm still very much in training. Mia was much better than I was.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like, it's not that she didn't want it. It's just like she was kind of like not hiding behind her experience, but like being just like, hey, don't get your hopes up. I'm still learning this. But I mean, like, even then, like, you kind of like keep that going, especially like in 2-2 with everything with Turner Gray and Morgan, and you're kind of like finally getting the hints of what's going on with the Fae clan and everything. I think about Phoenix like kind of hearing Maya go, "Oh, I thought so," in regards to Morgan's plot, and it's just kind of like, what? Because I'm sure that like Maya's not ignorant to like the infighting that happens there, but like I'm sure she was cautious still, but it's like she still trusted her aunt. Like that was still there. And like Pearl is 8 at that point, so she's obviously innocent in this, but it's just kind of like that's kind of, I think, almost the point where she locks it a little, just like, I gotta be better about this for not only my sake, but Pearl's sake. I gotta start learning. And then you get to 3, you get to Bridge the Turnabout, and that all goes out the window.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, where it's Bridge to the Turnabout. Oh god, poor Maya the whole time.
Mhm.
And just her seeing the image of, or god, no, god, it hurts so bad, but like opening up the little charm that
Her mom carried,
that Misty had,
Yeah.
and it has a picture of her and her sister when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I have my issues with Misty Faye as a parent, obviously, huge issues with her, but for Maya to be shown that deep down her mother really loved her after believing, and rightfully so, that she had been abandoned for so many years, that it's so good. I'm so happy that she got that closure.
Again, this is Trope City, because they do this with Zack too.
They
And
do
it
it
just,
with
like, it's-
Dirk too.
They do. They keep doing it, but like again, it's Trope City, where just like the parent has to leave for like extraneous circumstances, but never stops thinking of the child. Like that happens a lot, and I'm glad for the most part it's a positive thing. I think Misty's probably the best example of it, probably followed by Dirk and then Zach. But like, it's I don't know. I never personally got the feeling that Maya thought she was abandoned. I think she was just like, I think my mom's probably dead. I guess kind of be okay with that. And not even being okay with that, but like, it's easier to think that I've been left behind as opposed to she is dead. And then she is dead. And that's worse.
Yep. Worst part is she talked to her without knowing it was
Yeah.
her.
Yep.
Oh, her seeing the picture of Misty being like, my own mother, and I can't even recognize
It's
her
her
face. And it's like, yeah, you don't know how true that is, girl.
It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
But it also, again, this is Trilogy speaking, but like, you kind of see the resolution of this in AA6, where she's like, you know, she is like a young adult. You, like, when she's calming down Rafa and telling her, like, she's gonna do a good job when she's queen. Oh, with Maya just looks so soft. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, she's so wise.
Yeah, and she sees herself in
And it's just like, you can really see like how far she has come. And I love that. Also, adult Maya, very pretty.
She's very pretty.
It's just so it's so good. We love Maya.
We love Maya Fire.
She's the blueprint.
Awkwardly waves around my little badge of the MFPS. I like her a normal amount.
Oh gosh. And oh man. Was it it's been so long since I played Turnabout Goodbyes. Like, didn't she legitimate after like yeah, she does.
Yeah, she's like, I wish I never woke up.
I wish I never woke up. Like, girl is actively suicidal in the first game. And so she has come so far, and she, of course, in Bridge to the Turnabout, like, you know, a whole, because what I really like about Maya's story and development is there's so many peaks and valleys. Like, you know, Maya Fey is the epitome of it's over. We're so back. It's over. So, and
Put this girl in a situation.
And so with Bridge to the Turnabout, that's probably the deepest valley that she's experienced. But this time she knows that she's not alone, which is so good. She's got so many people in her corner willing to be with her and to support her and to help her through the remainder of her journey, because even at the end of the game, we know it wasn't quite finished. You know, she's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to be the best possible master that I could be. I'm going to be here for my community, and I'm going to be there for my cousin, and I will be the best version of me there is, and now I know what that means. And God, good for her.
She figured it out before Phoenix did, and therefore she gets main character rights.
Good for her. We stand.
And that's all the slides.
That is all the slides. Thank you for listening to us talk.
Thank you for coming to really Jack and Amy's TED Talk. I'm just also here.
You contributed.
I contributed, but also this was your TED Talk.
You gave us the platform, frankly.
I am Ted. I'm Mr. Talk.
My good friend Chris Toff. No, sorry. It's one of my favorite comics. I knew the artist for a little bit, but it's just like I was just like you remember my friend Chris? You know Chris Toff. Anyway, sorry.
Thank you all so much for joining us. For those who did, for listening to us
Doing back there, Bubby.
ramble for a couple hours. It's 2.
Wee.
For saying our shit and listening to our truth. we made it through an entire stream talking about Trucy and didn't make a single 9/11 joke.
Yay!
The curse has been lifted.
We did it! We talked about the grammar eyes and didn't talk about 2001. I like these random occasional streams where it's just I have a PowerPoint and a dream. It's been so long since we've done
Oh,
one.
when I finish my Sonic lore PowerPoint, you're in for it.
Mads is in for it. I'm gonna sit there and moderate like an adult. Anyway. What's coming up? I have no idea. I truly have no idea. I'm probably, you know what? I'm gonna stream, hopefully, Monday night. I'll do a chill little birthday stream because I'm a special little birthday girl and I can do what I want.
Yay!
And it'll be a fun time. Other than that, no fucking clue. Probably Yakuza on Tuesday. Yeah, that's the most concrete I can give you. Sorry, the fucking Wii Fit Plus music just shot me in the face.
It does that.
I've been having just this playlist running, and I just heard like, why did that just trigger a trauma response in me? It's because it's Wii Fit Plus. Yeah, that's kind of it. I am EP, so my closing skills are worse than normal. So I guess on that note, I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. Fuck Klapalo. All my bitches hate Klapalo.
Yeah. Woo!
They're my bitches. And until next time.
Bye.